Hello everybody, here we are again with another out the door at 5 AM long run. Now I think I'll wait until we've got a bit of light to explain what's been happening this week, but it's been a pretty difficult week with various things going on, which means there's quite a lot more pressure on this run for more reasons than I had planned. So I'll wait until I've got a bit of light, which will probably be in about 10k's time, and I'll talk to you about what I'm doing today and what's been happening this week. So as I anticipated, just over 9k before the light has broken through. So what's the update? Tuesday night I went out with the Guildford Trail Runners. I did 15k. It was glorious, great running. If you follow me on Instagram or the Guildford Trail Runners on Instagram, you would also have seen the reel. I tried to put together a little video each week to kind of show what it's all about. Different routes, different experiences, and different runners. So, following that, I went home, and unfortunately my daughter was very unwell. So, Tuesday night was a more or less sleepless night, and I hadn't really recovered properly. I hadn't done my stretching when I came in because it was kind of like all hands on deck. So that meant that Wednesday, when I was planning to go out and do a little 5k, I was so tired and just felt so tight and lethargic. I scrapped it and I moved to Thursday. Well, my daughter didn't improve, so Wednesday was a write-off. Thursday we ended up in hospital, didn't come home until late, so that run was off. I had planned all week to do this run on a Friday, which is a 20 miler, because that's a good indication of my fitness. It's a good practice, but of course what I wanted to do was build into that with a few other runs. So I've come into it today with a bit of pressure because I've only got one run this week in the bank. But of course it does leave me with Saturday and Sunday, if I should need it or want it, to do a bit more. So I'll talk to you a bit more also about the route I should have been doing today, because this is not the one, in a moment. Okay, so if you've been subscribed and watching my videos for a while, you'll know this route quite well. Back in the early days, I used to run here a lot to build up my mileage for marathon training. It's a very well maintained cycle path, so it's typically like 90% pavement style and a little bit of dirt. So with that, it's quite punishing on the knees. But the Downs Link Ultra is essentially a flat race until the last 15k or so, where you have that gradient. And I think it's like 400 and something meters of elevation over that last bit. I'll show you the profile on the screen. So my plan today was this: I was going to park up, I was going to run 15k out of the Downs Link and 15k back. Reason being is I want to get into that autopilot state of mind, so when I hit the last 15k on the race day, I just know what's coming. I know how my body handles the course, I know how to move, and I don't have to think too much about what I need to do to finish a race. That was my plan. However, my wife, rightly so, said I could do with the car, because if my daughter wakes up this morning feeling unwell again, we were asked or told to go back to hospital. And as I needed the car to get to the location, that was out of the question. Obviously also I got out of bed and out the door pretty early, so I couldn't quite check in on her myself, and she was obviously still asleep. So I haven't done that route today, and because I know how I work best, which is getting that positive mindset ingrained, I need to do that run another week, probably next week, because it's important to me that I run well on that 15k, so that my brain just takes over on the day. So here we are, well here I am, on this route now, nearly at the halfway point, running well for sure, running well, but yeah, not quite the route I had intended, although it is very picturesque and very quiet aside from my shouting. Hey everybody, just at 16k now. Just got over 1 hour 30, which is obviously too fast. Just transferring some water from one bottle to another. Yeah, it's feeling good. It's feeling good. Like I said earlier, this is quite unforgiving on the knees, so I'm feeling a bit of a pinch there, just because it's quite hard work. And it's relentless, there's no rest. You know, when you're doing the hills, sometimes it's a bit easier because you can stop, kind of take stock and just chill out a bit. But this is just constant running, which is why I've put in this stop now, just for a few minutes, just taking the riverside and just enjoy the moment. But yeah, so otherwise it's all going really well. Can't really fault it, just trying to get my nutrition dialed in as well. So having tailwind every kilometre, I always sip tailwind. I've got a flask of water in the back, which is what I just put in here, just to kind of top up the tailwind that's there. And I've had a couple of gels, Spring Energy and Precision Fuel and Hydration. So that's Precision Fuel, I think it's just called actually, but if you find them online, they're like Precision Fuel and Hydration. So don't know why I've wandered off with that random tangent there. But I'm going to head back now. Hopefully it'll be a nice run back. I'm really quite warm. It's about 16-17 degrees out. It's quite foggy, quite misty, but it's definitely hot. Added to all of this, by the way, my running washing stuff I didn't manage to do in time, so I'm actually wearing clothing I wouldn't normally wear, which is why I'm actually pretty overheated. But you know, it's been a manic week, so I'm going to catch up with you when I'm closer towards the end and just do a bit of a kind of recap of how things have been going. But it's quite nice just to stop and have a chat to the camera. As you can see kind of behind me there, look, there's a river, beautiful. And yeah, thankful to be out this week, really thankful. Okay, 25k in, currently sitting at 5:40 per kilometre average. Now that is too fast, way faster than the ultra pace, but for me it serves as a great workout and a good indicator of my fitness. So I'm kind of keeping that going. That wasn't the intention, but I'm running most on feel, and when I look down, the kilometre pace remains pretty consistent. So I'm just going to keep that going and get to the end of the run and kind of think about everything afterwards. But in terms of fitness, I'm very pleased at 25k. I feel great. Knees, yeah, I've taken a bit of a battering. As you can see here, look, it's not trail, that's for sure. But perfect training for Downs Link, which is going to be a lot of this straight, flat, relatively hard on the foot. So you want a nice, ideally spongy road shoe, I suppose. But yeah, I'll see you at the end for a little roundup. Oh dear, what's that? All right, squirrel. All right, running the last kilometre now, and the heavens have opened. So I'll put on the screen what the stats were for the run, but I'm very pleased with it. Did what I could, ran to the point where I felt okay, made sure I took my hydration and nutrition on board as best I could. I'll think a bit more about that later this afternoon, no doubt, depending on how I'm feeling as a result of the run. But overall, pretty impressed, and I'll probably leave it there for this week. I don't think I'll manage any more running, but either way, this was the main focus and the goal has been achieved.